Today we are going to be discussing the 8 money habits that are keeping you poor. We all want to achieve financial freedom, but yet we continue to fall into these habits that are keeping us poor and not helping us reach our financial goals. By breaking these habits, we can take control of our finances and build our wealth. I am Tiffany Thomas, a financially free millionaire. If you're looking to become one of those, make sure and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button, and we are going to dive right in. You're definitely going to want to stick around until the very end to hear habit number 8, because that one is key to actually stop being broke, but also become wealthy. All right, money habit number 1 that is keeping you poor is living beyond your means. Spending more money than you are bringing in. This one is completely detrimental to your financial health. By spending more money than you are making, you are going to stay in that cycle forever. So we really don't want to be living beyond our means. If we are doing that, we will never be able to save or invest our money, make it work for us so that we can stop working for the money. One thing I found really helpful in order to not live beyond my means is to pay myself first. So I'm not going through and paying all of my bills, paying my mortgage and my auto insurance and my utilities. The first thing I am doing is paying myself and paying God. I also pay my tithing. Those are the first 2 things that I do with my money. If you are doing that, then you are able to build up an emergency fund and then have money to invest. And you are not stressed about money all of the time. You are not strapped for cash. One easy way to do this is to select a certain percentage of your income and pay yourself that certain amount every time you make money. Comment below and tell me if you are paying yourself first. The second money habit that is keeping you poor is not having an emergency fund. If you don't have money set aside for an emergency, like paying your auto deductible or your home insurance deductible or even your medical insurance deductible, then you're going to have to most likely put that on a credit card and not be able to pay that off before you have to start paying interest on that credit card. And if that happens and then another emergency comes up, you'll do the same thing again and again, and you'll just be stuck in that cycle of building up debt. But if you have an emergency fund, if you have a specific amount set aside just for emergencies, then you'll be able to use that money to pay for anything unexpected that comes up. And when that does happen, you want to make sure and replenish that emergency fund. And if you're wondering how much money you should have in your emergency fund, I have another video that I created for you on exactly how to figure that out. I will leave a link above and you can check that video out later on. Having an emergency fund not only helps us pay for those emergencies, but it also gives us peace of mind because we know we have that buffer. The third money habit that is keeping you poor is paying high interest debt. And I mentioned this a moment ago, if we don't have that emergency fund, we're more likely to put things on credit cards and rack up that high interest debt. But if we continue to do that, to rely on credit and continue to pay interest over time, we are going to just stay in that debt cycle. And it can become really difficult to pay off those credit cards. You might just think, oh, I'll just put one thing on there. And then the next thing you know, you put another thing and then another and another, and you're not able to pay your balances in full. And you're just paying the minimum payment and then having to pay interest every single month. And here's a scary statistic for you. Americans will pay over $160,000 on average in interest over their lifetime. $160,000. There is a lot of things I could do with $160,000. And almost 10 grand of that is just in credit card interest. One way to avoid this is to not use a credit card if you're not able to pay that off in full every single month. Make sure that you have the funds available before you make that purchase. And of course, create your emergency fund. And then money habit number 4 that is keeping you poor is not investing in the future. If you are just focused on the short term and paying your expenses and buying things right now and not investing your money for the future, you will have to continue to work for the money. So we want to set up our investment accounts and start contributing to those. The earlier we do that, the more money we are going to have in there because of compound interest. And if this is something you want want help with, I have a free masterclass about this. I will leave a link to that below in the description. And the fifth money habit that is keeping you poor is spending on non-essential items. And I'm not saying that you cannot buy anything fun ever, but if we are just focusing on purchasing a bunch of items and not really being conscious about what we are spending our money on, that is going to keep us poor. That money could really be better spent on building up an emergency fund and investing for our future. One thing that has helped me not spend so much money on non-essential items is before I make a purchase, I ask myself, is this helping me get closer to my financial goals, or is it taking me further away? When you are making a purchase for something non-essential, make sure and pause and ask yourself that question. And then you can decide if you really want to purchase that item, because once that money is spent, it is completely gone. You're not able to put it anywhere else or spend it on anything else. Habit number 6 that is keeping you poor is not tracking your expenses, not having a budget or a spending plan, like I like to call it. If you don't know how much money is coming in and how much money is going out, you are not going to be able to progress with your finances. You won't be able to identify areas where you can cut back or even spend in areas that bring you more joy. The way I like to track my expenses and my income is by using a Google Sheet and a free app called Personal Capital. It's now called Empower, but it used to be called Personal Capital. But you can hook all of your financial accounts to Personal Capital, and that way you can see every single expense that is going out immediately, and you can see all of the income that has come in, and that way you can really track your finances and think, okay, I've spent a lot of money at Chick-fil-A the past month. Maybe I should stop eating there. Just tracking it is really helping you be aware of where you are spending your money so that you can make adjustments along the way. And if Personal Capital or Empower is something you're interested in, I will leave my referral link below in the description. You can click on that and set up a free account. And habit number 7 that is keeping you broke or poor is not negotiating for better deals. For example, when I have a discount on my 12-month plan for my internet, I always call them when that promotional plan is up and ask them if they have a better rate. You can do this with a number of different expenses that you have, including your insurances, like your auto insurance and your home insurance. Anything that you can think of that you are spending money on every single month, just reach out to the current provider or find a different one and get a quote and see if you can reduce those expenses. And even if you are working with another business, you can ask them if they have any discounts, especially if it is maybe a pay in full discount that they might offer, or if you are not putting it on a credit card, they might give you a discount. So just try to negotiate better deals. And of course, you can talk to friends and family members and see what they are paying for different expenses. And just to add one more, I've drastically reduced my phone bill. I ended up switching over to Mint Mobile and have been really happy with their service. If that's something you're interested in, I will leave my referral link below in the description for Mint Mobile. But they offer a $15 a month plan, which is the best deal that I have seen. And if you're thinking, oh, well, if I can just save $10, that's not very much. But if you're saving $10 every single month, that is going to add up to a lot of money over every single year. And then habit number 8 that is keeping you poor is not continuing to learn about personal finance. And I am guessing that you are not in this boat because you are here watching this video. But a lot of people do not continue to learn about personal finance, learn how to improve their money situation, how to invest their money, how best to save their money. These are things we should constantly be learning about because things do change over time and there are better ways that we can handle our finances. There are plenty of blogs and podcasts and books out there. And mentioning books, I'm actually coming out with my second book really soon, so watch for that announcement. But if we are continuing to gain knowledge about finances and about investing, we are going to be a lot better off financially. We will not stay poor. Comment below and tell me which money habit I missed that is keeping people poor. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information, and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more great content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.